Do 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 do. Ba ba bum. Watch this review here with a look at the Spider-Man Classics Wave 18 Venom. Can you see him? Can you? Can you? By the way, this is not a variant. This is actually the main release for the Wave 18, although it is a repaint of an earlier Venom. If you can technically call it a repaint. Basically, they just took a translucent plastic as opposed to a more opaque one, and then just painted on a little Venom symbol. So at any rate, this costume represents the symbiote's ability to camouflage its host. As far as figures go, it's really not a must-own, especially because the base sculpt has been reused several times now, including a variation of it in one of the more recent waves, where it represents the Mac Gargan Venom with the tail and so forth. In fact, I'll probably video response this to one of the other Venoms that has the real paint job and so forth. Venom stands at about 7.5 inches. Here he is standing next to first appearance Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends Sentinel series. Paint-wise, the only actual paint on this character is the black Venom symbol on his chest and back, some markings on the back of both hands, and a darkening around the eye area, and a little on the tongue. Everything else is just the color of the plastic. Right away I have two real problems with this figure. For one thing, the joints are done in an opaque white plastic in many areas, so you can see it and it really looks kind of stupid. Other areas it's just done in a slightly darker color plastic, so you can see the joints through the figure, which shouldn't be. They should have just used another transparent plastic for all this. I'm not sure why they didn't bother. The other problem is, just due to the thickness maybe, or whatever. Or if they added some sort of a tone of shadowing or something, but I mean, he's not really all that clear. I mean, sure, when you hold a light up against him, you can see through him and stuff, but like if you have him against a backdrop, half the time he doesn't really blend in, and this is supposed to be the camouflage version, Other than that, he's basically the same figure as the earlier releases. Right down to that little gimmick, which again you can see straight through his body. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't shine a light source directly at the camera, but I want to be perfectly clear about this figure, and I couldn't think of any better way to do it. As you can see, it's very easy to see through the arms, but once you get to the midsection, it becomes a lot tougher because you've got so much extra stuff going on in there. And then each of the limbs, pretty visible, but there's this really funky little circle there, which I guess is the ball joint. Or, I know I'd never seen a ball joint in its natural state, so it's interesting if nothing else, In terms of articulation, we have individually articulated fingers. By the way, he has very small hands. Very small. We have a peg wrist, which will go forward, or actually back forward, then rotates a full 360. A single joint elbow. A little tough to move too, just because it's a really sculpted area. There it goes. Bicep joint, which will rotate a full 360 without any problem. Arm joint. Rotates 360, can be pushed out. No articulation head due to the stupid gimmick. Can't really move the tongue around either. I mean, you can kind of adjust it, but it'll swing back. On the back, you can clearly see the gimmick here. That lame little gimmick which keeps us from moving his head. We have a upper torso joint for a full 360 around, in addition to going slightly forward, slightly back. A waist for another full 360. Feels like I'm playing with a Rubik's Cube. Leg joint, or hip, does standard stuff, no problem. Double jointed knee. Ankle joint, it's another little peg thing. Forward, back, left, right. But can't rotate 360 though, so I guess it's just more of a standard thing. And a toe joint. By the way, I've used standard a lot during this review. I'll probably do another take or edit that. I guess it's really a nice addition if you already have one of the other versions of it, especially if you just want to swap the normal version out for this one at times, just to give the look of him going camouflage and so forth. But I would definitely recommend picking up one of the more traditional colors first, probably. Personally, I think I'll probably get the Mac Gargan version of Venom in the near future. This guy he was just like one of those one more figures where you're like buying a bunch of stuff and you've got bundled shipping and the guy's giving you like really legit bundled shipping. You figure, hey, you want to toss on another figure. It's a one more figure, you know, this guy doesn't thrill me so much. When I saw his pictures, I was like, holy crap, it looks awesome, but in person he's not as impressive. All in all, you know, he's still a pretty cool figure and stuff, and I'll definitely keep him, but doesn't really live up to everything I was envisioning. Until next time, folks.